are you doing?
I'm taping you guys.
And all them bullets missed me.
Not all the shrapnel did though.
Well, aren't you a lucky duck?
No, I got a little bit of shrapnel, but it wasn't even. A lot of the guys got a little bit of shrapnel, and nobody got a wound stripe for anything.
Wait, when you went into like the war fields or whatever, how long were you there? Like how long were you like battling it out?
Well, the fights didn't last very long. And then they lasted until one side called stretcher bearers. And the Chinese you offered stretcher bearers, and we would shoot them. Then they'd come out and they'd improvise stretchers, tear down trees and whatnot, and pick up the wounded and take them out. That meant that they'd given up. Their attack had failed, and so they had to withdraw. That's basically what happened every time. But most of the fighting was done at night. But when we attacked in the daytime. We weren't that good at night.
Chinese were a little different too, right? Chinese would just throw bodies at you, like masses. They didn't have.
It's pretty hard to tell because at night you don't really know how many hit. They wore running shoes and they ran uphill as fast as we could run down it.
They wore running shoes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask Grandpa about the helmets on the way on the Sea of Japan.
No, we didn't wear helmets.
You didn't?
No.
Because they were the old British ones, right?
Yeah, the old.
Sea of Japan is littered with Canadian helmets.
Roasting helmets on the bottom of the roof.
Yeah. Ask Grandpa how cold it got, man.
Well, if a shot was going to miss you, it hit your helmet and ripped your head off.
How cold did it get in the winters? How cold did it get in the winters?
How cold?
How cold did it get when you fought in the winter?
We didn't have any thermometers, so I couldn't say how cold it was. It was quite cold. Yeah. And the snow was pretty deep. The wind was in our face, and the moon was behind us, so we were silhouetted against the moon.
You couldn't light fires, could you?
No. Couldn't take no keep the boots on all night. Get a chance to take them off in the daytime. Maybe wash your socks if you wanted. But we were on top of the hill, so there wasn't much water. And getting water was dangerous there. Because the Chinese would set up ambushes at the water holes. Yeah. So we had to go down with escorted.
How old were you when you joined up, Dad?
19.
19, yeah. You did it out of Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
And Grandpa was working in a lumber camp at the time? Logging on the island?
Yep. Logging on the island and on the mainland.
No. Your brother joined the Air Force, right?
Yeah, later on. But the Air Force wouldn't pay attention to what he wanted, so he set out. Quite the brother. Yeah.
What else you got, kiddo?
Well, we didn't have any social life in Korea. We just stayed in the trenches all the time.
Try to stay alive.
To socialize, we'd go to Tokyo. Yeah.
Those stories you can't hear about.
5 days. I was 5 days in Tokyo.
Did you fly in or have to take a boat across? Would you fly to Tokyo? Yeah.
Yeah.
How far was it? How far was it from Korea?
How far was Tokyo?
I don't really know. We just across a 3/4 of an hour by plane.
Not bad.
So when you joined the war, Dad, where did you start? Where were you guys at?
I joined in Vancouver, but we got a train. As soon as I got enrolled, we got on a train and came to Calgary.
No, but when you got to Korea, you came in where? Your boat entered where? And
No, our boat went right to Japan, and we went to a battle school in Japan.
okay.
No,
But when you entered Korea, what port did you come in at?
I come in right to Seoul.
Yeah.
Flew in. Kimpo Airport.
And where did the front begin for you?
We just at the Imjin River pretty well, because the Imjin River was an outpost, and we had to cross the Imjin, and then there's quite a story. When we were at a battle school in Japan, the Free French, took Heartbreak Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And because they took that long ridge, it's extended into Chinese territory so far, we had to straighten up the line because they could that ridge was high enough they could see us, and we couldn't see them. So we had an operation called Operation Commando, and we didn't know what was happening. We didn't get issued any rations, any extra ammunition, anything. Just one morning, my punchy read the platoon commander said, "We're going." And we climbed down the mountain, and our artillery was out in the rice paddy ahead of us, firing the flat trajectory across to the Chinese line. Crack of dawn, and yeah, I think we went 4 or 5 days, just scoot and shoot up the mountains, and finally we came to where the war ended, the Jamestown line, and we thought we were going to keep on going to the Yellow River, but it stopped. We stopped. And what had happened was we had straightened out the line with Heartbreak Ridge, so that the line was straight. And then the Chinese didn't know where we were because they were running. And then we got into a series of counterattacks. They attacked. They did probing attacks. Means they come in with a fighting patrol, but they intend to keep on coming if they let them. And so we had some good shootouts at night. And that's when we learned that they would holler for stretcher bearers. We hadn't been trained to deal with stretcher bearers. The battle school in didn't think anybody was going to get hurt, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they pick up their wounded and they leave quietly, but they made all kinds of noise because they knew we weren't going to shoot. But, 3 words describe what it was like: fear, filth, and fatigue. Yeah, that's what they put up with. Rats, lice.
Fatigue. How bad was it? How bad was the fatigue? How often would you get sleep?
You did an hour on and an hour off all night. Yeah. 50% stand.
What was the longest time you spent in the field?
Year.
A year? Before you had a break?
Well, it was 5 days in Tokyo. I wasn't no break. It was up all night there too.
Yeah. Could you guys rotate out and get some sleep?
No.
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 Imagine that, huh?
That would suck.
An hour on, an hour off.
Yeah.
Not really sleeping, just passing out, I'm guessing.
Well, actually, you got to even. The trouble is, if you just finished your hour and you reach down and wake your buddy up and you say nothing happening, and you have time to go to watch. And then just about 10 minutes later, the Chinese hit. Then you're up for maybe 2 hours. And then it's your turn to go on sentry duty again.
Oh, jeez.
You know, so you didn't get much sleep, I'll tell you. I said I'd give us 6 months pay to get 1 night's sleep. And then I went to Tokyo and stayed up all night.
Jeez.
That's the way she went.
Yeah. What else you got for questions there, kiddo?
Nothing that I can think of.
No, that's pretty hard to write about that. But that book really details all the battles, like really